Today we'll be discussing the game Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons by developer Starbreeze Studios. The gameplay is fascinating. Whether you're playing with one or two players, you will have to control both characters simultaneously. So if you're doing this solo, you will have to operate both joysticks. If you're playing with a friend, you will be able to independently control the characters and then have to actually coordinate and work together to manage the characters. The game opens with focusing on the younger brother as he has a flashback of a traumatic event. Right at the beginning of the game, we see that the brothers lose their mother, that the younger brother is out with the mother and is helpless to help her and prevent her drowning. By starting the game with such a traumatic event, you are instantly connected with the characters and drawn to the story. The visuals and sound design of the game are impressive, to say the least. That by switching the perspective and increasing the sound, it feels like you're the one going under the water, and which enhances the motions that are on the screen. Not many moments into the game after we see this event, we are informed that the father is ill and the brothers have to take him into town to find a local doctor to try to save his life. The two brothers work together to get the father to the doctor. This is where the premise of the story is primarily set up, as we are informed by the local physician that there is a tree with, I presume, some kind of herb or potion that can be used to help save the father. As you start your journey to find this elixir, you learn the strengths and weaknesses of each character. Where the older brother tried to wake this guy, the younger one has a more effective method since he's more playful. By doing this, the local bridge monitor can actually be alert when the brother actually tells them we need to get across because of this, and now he's finally compliant instead of sleeping on the job. As you travel throughout this massive world, you will have opportunities to take a look at the amazing landscape. There are benches all around that if you actually have both brothers sit, you can get a visual of the massive journey they are about to take. One of the things you want to make sure is looks can be deceiving, that a creature that may look intimidating can actually be very friendly and helpful, so make sure to choose your friends wisely because they can be of a huge assistance throughout this game. As you progress throughout the game, you're going to learn that there are multiple ways to get around, and some are more unique than others. So don't be afraid to take a little bit of an adventure, whether it's hopping onto some rails that look like they're about to fall apart and just going for the ride of your life, or even just blindly going through a cavern. Now you want to make sure to stay alert because things can change at a moment's notice. One moment you're riding an amazing slide, the other you're riding to make sure that the ground does not fall out from underneath you. Make sure to keep control of both characters because if one fails, you all fail. Now the lovely thing about this game is that with each character they do have individual skill sets. So for instance, when you have to free a prisoner, the little brother who is smaller and more agile can be the bait as the big brother controls the lever. Fortunately, the little brother can fit through bars, so by doing that you can trap the big, ugly ogre. Now, by assisting other people, they will be in turn assist you. And helping a couple get back together, well, who doesn't love seeing two people find each other again? By doing this, they will actually further assist you and help you get out of this amazing cave that you just walked through. Now, moments like this, it seems pretty straightforward that your task was to reunite this couple, but when you actually look at the subtle things of them just holding hands, you realize how emotional this game is and how much they're trying to tug at your heartstrings. Finding new friends will actually help you traverse the land a lot faster, whether you were just flying or riding some goats on some very interesting terrain who just essentially become new best friends. Now, as you move throughout the game, the mazes and puzzles you have to achieve get substantially more complicated and more dangerous. Fortunately, you have a big brother who will literally jump in after you. And as I mentioned before, the character development and connection that happens with everybody just further gets more and more intense, which I believe is one of the best parts of the game because it gets you more drawn in and connected with the characters. Now, there are times where you will be working together to fly something, but obstacles will get in the way. Other times where you're going to take on other puzzles where it's literally just trusting the other one not to let go as you swing each other along. I personally loved the games and puzzles in this that you had to solve because you had to figure out which character had a strong point, which one was beneficial for the puzzle, and how to move them along. This alone gave me substantial satisfaction because it enhanced the obstacles that you would normally go through. There are other times where you have to get a little bit more gritty to get past certain obstacles, and quite frankly, if you don't have the stomach for it, it might be a little bit bloody to say the least. I thought it was amazing because it actually showed that you can't always just simply walk past things, but if you don't want that, you could just throw your little brother across the gorge. Some tasks require you to manage everything simultaneously to move forward, but don't let yourself being so focused on controlling the characters overlook the fact that these landscapes and backgrounds are just phenomenal, that it makes you want to travel and see these amazing, beautiful landscapes. For me, this is, I'd say, one of the best games I've ever played. I will say this is the first time I'm saying a game gets 10 out of 10. This is a must-have. I highly recommend it and hope you enjoy it as well. This has been Stephen Reyes with Gaming Cypher.